Today has been a long time coming. The ideas I'm about to share have been taking shape in my mind for many years. I waited patiently for the right time to reveal them, and that's now. Ready? Consumer tech. How do we let it get so boring? We're here to change this. Over the past year, we've dropped hints and shared bits and pieces about what we're up to. We've been deliberately mysterious, but for a good reason. We've been planning, working, building alliances, recruiting the team, getting the capital in place. And at last, it's time. We're ready to tell the world the truth about nothing. So let me show you something.
The future, it's captivated us since the dawn of man. With every minute, technological progress brings us closer to a new age of convenience and comfort. It promises a world of wonders, rich with choice and self-expression, as easy as the push of a button. Where connected devices and appliances speak in their own silent language, opening the door to new social pleasures. An imaginative and inspiring time where we shape tomorrow together. And every voice is valued and heard. Yes, the future looks tremendously bright. A seamless society as happy as music. One that's open, exciting, and keeps us guessing what's next. But if it doesn't turn out the way we hope, just remember, it's in our hands to get it right.
We've all experienced the gap between the future we were promised and the one we're living in now. Today's product systems are dull, closed, and isolated from the people who use them. But there's still time to fix it, to find our way back to that future we envision. How? First, let's take a closer look at where we've gone off track. Tech used to mean momentum. Tech used to excite us. I was the first kid that I knew to get the Walkman, the iPod, the iPhone. I was there with the first Android smartphone, the HTC Dream. And I was hanging out in these online communities, discovering how to hack and mod these incredible new devices, fascinated by how to get the most out of them. At the same time, the consumer internet revolution was swelling. Suddenly, everyone could be a part of creating content. With blogs, Facebook, YouTube, this world utterly absorbed me. It felt like everything was possible. But today, all that excitement and all that possibility around tech, it's gone. And what have we got instead? Skepticism, apathy. Tech companies aren't on the consumer side anymore, and no one's innovating. Nothing wants to change this perception of tech, to bring optimism back so tech can stand for progress again, excitement, a better future. But this wasn't a popular idea. This is what we've been told over and over again. And I get it. It is crowded. It is tough to stand out in the market, and we are picking fights with trillion-dollar companies. Plenty before us have tried, and plenty more have failed. So there's all of that. And then there's responsibility, because I believe in something bigger. I believe that history has chosen us. The market timing is right for nothing. Our resources are right. Our people are right. We've assembled this team of unprecedented talent. And looking around, if not us, then who? And if we don't at least try, consumer tech stays stagnant. And that responsibility terrifies me. But if we succeed, our impact might just inspire others to believe in themselves, to act on their big ideas, to be optimistic. And that's why we have to do this. Let me update you on Nothing. First, our team is ready. Nothing is now 300 people across 6 countries. We've deliberately hired diversely with talents from design, fashion, and tech industries. Nothing is also becoming a gathering ground for dissatisfied tech industry veterans who are hungry for change. Our supply chain is ready. As an unproven startup, this was always going to be our biggest challenge. Everyone told us we'd never nail it, especially in the midst of a global pandemic. Then we had one of the biggest incumbents in the world blocking us, pressuring suppliers not to work with us. But despite all that, we're ready. We found incredible partners, including Google, Samsung, and Qualcomm, and we're building our product ecosystem on the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform and working hand in hand with their engineers to deliver a better experience to our users. Once again, I want to thank all our partners for their faith and support in us despite the pressure. And we got capital. When I first started raising money for Nothing, my slides were so bad, a friend told me we'd raise money easier if I didn't present the deck. So despite that, and despite having only made a pair of earphones, we raised over $140 million to date. This is the rocket fuel to power what happens next. We couldn't have done this without the support of true believers in Nothing. So I want to say thank you to Josh Buckley at Hyper for writing the first ever check without needing to see any material. And thank you to Tony Fadell at Future Shape for challenging us to really think about our target audience. To David and Tom at GV for leading a smooth Series A during a very stressful period. To Future Capital and Gaorong for your conviction and for being our biggest Series A extension checks. To Ted and Ben, our recent Series B co-leads at EQT Ventures and C Ventures, for your unfailing belief. And to our community. We knew from day one that if we were to have a chance of building a generational company, that it had to be done with our community. That's why we wanted them to be shareholders as early as possible. We opened up for community investing in March 2020 and raised $1.5 million within a minute. That speed was mind-blowing, and we broke records. People invested with their own money and a whole lot of blind faith. And because we were afraid of our product roadmap leaking, all we showed them were a few slides with Pokemon product codenames, nothing else. So if you're watching this, thank you. We're building your company. We launched our first product half a year ago, the Nothing Ear 1. The market needed something new amongst the sea of sameness, something different to the industry's gold standard, Apple. Instead of cold and white, we made the Ear 1 human, fresh, timeless. We've now sold nearly 500,000 units in half a year. And for context, the first iPod sold 400,000 in its first year. Ear 1 already sells in 40 countries. We're in iconic design and fashion retailers like Selfridges, StockX, and Kith. And critics love the Ear 1 too. It had incredible reviews from journalists at Forbes, GQ, Wired, Hypebeast, and more. We're humbled by the reception to Ear 1. It really beat our expectations. But that was all last year. That was a warm-up, getting us ready for this. We are not an audio company. So many people have given me feedback about developing an audio company. I've had to hold myself back from revealing that that's not what we are. But now, I don't have to hold back any longer. From the very beginning, the Nothing vision has been a world without barriers between people and technology. But what does that really mean? It means this. We're building the most compelling alternative to Apple. If you want products that connect and work seamlessly together, the only choice is Apple. The MacBook, the iPhone, the iPad, AirPods, they all work together the way you want. Yet as soon as you leave that ecosystem for a Windows PC or an Android phone, it breaks down. There's no alternative to Apple. This means that consumers don't have a choice, and innovation slows down. And that's not right. That's why there's Nothing. Nothing's product ecosystem will be different and open. Our ecosystem will consist of both Nothing products and products from other world-leading brands, created to effortlessly integrate with each other. This is the start of an open and diverse product ecosystem that gives people real choice. A choice to use your favorite brands instead of being forced into a closed range of products. So, you've heard about our real vision and our ecosystem plans. But there's something we haven't shown you yet. What's going to power it? And naturally, the internet has been guessing. Now, I can finally reveal what it is. This product is one that we spend most of our time with, our main gateway to the web and to making connections with others. We're incredibly excited to announce that, surprise, surprise, we will be launching a smartphone, the Nothing Phone 1. It's going to be the beating heart of our product ecosystem. Remember that first iPhone launch? Overnight, we moved from physical buttons to capacitive multi-touch screens. That was a huge leap in innovation. And then came the App Store, which completely redefined our relationship to smartphones. But where's innovation now? Every year we get a bigger screen and the camera positions shift. But that's about it. We get iterations, not innovations. The vision has gone. Smartphones used to excite us. Now they're mundane. But I'm excited. I'm excited by what I've learned so far in the smartphone industry, pioneering online sales, cutting out the middleman, and delivering better value to users, creating communities and building better products with our customers. And I've already shown once how a small team can challenge Apple. I took a little break, and I'm excited to be back again. We hope that the Nothing Phone 1 is the wake-up call that the industry needs. We're not saying we're going to fix the industry with just one product, but we want the Phone 1 to mark the start of change. We're really excited about working with Qualcomm and their innovative Snapdragon platform to fuel Phone 1's powerful and energy-efficient experience with fast connectivity speeds. And design-wise, it's unlike anything you've seen before. Let me show you. You might not get it just yet, but trust me, it's stunning. But it won't just be the unique hardware that makes the Phone 1 stand out. Now, let's move on to something I know a lot of you will want to hear more about, the operating system, Nothing OS. It's the best of Android, combined with our iconic design language, the hub for your digital life. We started by keeping what you love about stock Android and removed the bloatware. Why duplicate the great apps that Google has already made? Nothing OS will also be fast and smooth. It delivers the optimal processing power and RAM for the exact app you're using while learning from your usage. By caching in the RAM, the apps you use the most will launch faster, and the apps you're not using but take up resources in the background will be closed. In simple terms, that means your apps will load and close super fast. But what's speed without a smooth experience? We've unified the graphics between different screens so every interaction feels seamless. There's a high level of design consistency throughout the system, and we used stripped-back, minimal animations so you're not distracted by things jumping all over the place. Here's an example. The clock and top widgets are kept in the same place across the AOD, lock screen, and home screen, so it feels continuous. The thickness and contrast of the font gently changes as you transition from one screen to another, and the result? A smooth and uniform experience that's uniquely Nothing. And updates. Phone 1 will come with 3 years of OS updates and 4 years of security updates. Next, let's talk about design. Our software was designed together with our hardware and our brand, and not separately like with other companies, so everything feels totally unified. We gave our OS bespoke fonts, colors, and graphical elements that all speak our unique visual language. One example here is the weather widget that uses the same dot matrix font as our logo. And look at those animations. When thinking about design, we like to balance what we call raw technology with human warmth. I think our voice recorder is a great example of that. We gave it a playful twist, so not only does it look cool, it also has an interactive analog tape reel that can be used to adjust playback speed. Sound is also an important part of design that often gets neglected. Here, we wanted to find the right balance between raw, technical sounds and more familiar sounds we might have heard before. We took inspiration from Morse codes, oscillators, and digital watches. It's still in development, but have a listen. Finally, Nothing OS is the foundation of our open ecosystem. Connecting to your other devices, including devices from other brands, will be effortless. You can quickly access Ear One settings and features through Quick Settings or the home screen widget. And we're also building support for your favorite non-Nothing products, like AirPods and Teslas. So if you like what you've seen, we'll be releasing the Nothing OS launcher in April, which will be available to download and install for select smartphone models. Stay tuned to our social channels for updates. Phone One is going to be a breath of fresh air to the sleepy smartphone market. Its design and user interface will really be something else. And we're building Nothing OS as a product that we'd be proud to share with friends and family. The whole team is super excited for you to experience it later this summer. The Nothing community is everything. We're a community-guided company on a community-guided journey. I believe that in the future, the distinction between companies and their users will disappear. And that's what we're building towards. We want everyone to play a part in Nothing and our financial journey and share in any potential success. Not in a couple of years or if we go public, but from the beginning. That's why we're thrilled to be opening up the ability for you to also invest in Nothing. Our first community investment round closed in less than a minute. Last time, we only had $1.5 million available. This time, we have $10 million available to make sure that more of you will get a chance. But please keep in mind that, as with any investment, there's a risk to your capital. So only invest what you can afford. To learn more and register your interest, visit nothing.tech. You heard a lot about Nothing today. What we're actually up to, the Nothing vision, our ecosystem, and Phone One. I hope you're excited about what's to come. And we can't wait to build it together with you. So let's go.